Hi, it's Emma Hague here, certified Proctor Gallagher Consultant extraordinaire. I'm here with my short video all about what's keeping you stuck. I hear people all the time saying, Emma, I just need to get out of my own way. My goals aren't big enough. I am limiting myself with my beliefs. I'm not aiming high enough. Or sometimes people will come to me and say, my goals are too high. I'm going for something that I know is way beyond my reach and I can't connect to it because I don't believe it's possible. Well, this is a little extract from a webinar that I did recently called The Science of Success. And I am aiming in this to show you exactly what impact your goals are having on your results and what is really keeping you stuck where you are. All right, so the lead up to this was I got everybody to do a visualization. So you might want to do that beforehand. Just have a think about your goals. Have a think about what it is that you really, really want to achieve in life. What is that big star that you are aiming for? What's the thing that you would love to accomplish before you leave this earth? Okay, just have a think, take a couple of minutes by yourself, maybe listen to some music before you get into this. The people on the webinar, listen to a guided visualization that I will post in a separate video. But just have a think about what your goals are, what that thing is that you really want to achieve, get it written down, and I hope you enjoy the webinar. So a lot of people come to these webinars and come to the seminars and they see things during that visualization that they have never, ever thought about before. And yet it pops into the mind. And I've worked with clients who in this same exercise have had these ideas and flashes of total inspiration that they've never thought of before. And remember, inspiration is when you're literally in spirit. It's when you're connected to the real you and to what you really, really want. And then they've just gone out and done it, even though they'd never even thought of it before. And that is why I love what I do. People who take action when these opportunities come up, these ideas come up, when you jump on them, when you get an idea in spirit and you take action on it, that is when the magic happens. So are you living like this today? You might be. But if it's not the life you're living today, you've got to ask yourself why. Now, this is what Zach asked me. He asked me why, after having my own business for 13 years, why I hadn't then turned that into this thing that I really wanted. Why aren't you living that way? And I will get really serious about that, because if you're not living the way that you really want to, what are you doing about it? What action are you taking to make sure that actually happens before you leave this earth? Whatever age you are now, it's gone pretty quickly, hasn't it? Right? Bob's just left us at the age of 87. I worked with him for coming up to 4 years, and that flew by. Okay, I'm sure that Bob would have said, in fact, Bob did say, he used to say he felt he had the energy of a 25-year-old. He in his core, his spirit was still young. It had gone so fast, and he used to say that all the time. I'm 47, right? And those 47 years have gone just like that. If I've only got hopefully, I'd like to think I've got another 47 years on this earth, and it doesn't seem that long when I say that. And before long, I'll be 57, then I'll be 67, 68, 69, 70. And the speed it passes is a little bit scary. We know a year is not that long nowadays. So you have got to use your time on this earth. As Bob used to say, I haven't got the camera switched on, but I've got a really lovely hourglass here, a sand timer. Bob would say we don't know how much time we've got left in the top of the sand timer. You turn the sand timer over. We don't know how much sand we've got. We only know what's past, and we only know what's running through the middle now. So you've got to use your time on this earth. Napoleon Hill said most people tiptoe through life hoping to make it safely to death. Is that what you want to do? Or do you want to look back at the results you've achieved in lots of different areas of your life and feel satisfied? I'm damn sure that's what Bob did last Thursday, Friday. I know that is what Bob did. In fact, we know Gina told us that he said, I'm ready to go. I am complete. That is somebody who has spent their life working towards what they really, really wanted and getting it. Okay, if Bob had just tiptoed through life, hoping to get to the end of every day without too many things going wrong, without risking too much, he wouldn't have given the world what he's given us. So you've got to use your time on this earth. So let's talk a bit more about results and how they happen, right? So whatever your life is right now, think about your results. Think about your bank balance. Think about the people you spend your time with. Think about what you do all day, every day. That is what I would call your results, okay? It's your health, your relationships, your wealth, all the current state of all of those things. Let's just call those your results, okay? Now, everyone is here for a different reason. I know that. Most of you, similar reasons, but everybody's got a different reason to want to change the results. So just think about whatever's most important to you. Okay? I think you should think about all of these areas, health, relationships, wealth. But the question I would ask is, in your life, think about the current results you've got. Where did these results come from? Okay, how did this happen? How have you ended up where you've ended up? How did you end up mixing with the people you're mixing with? How did you end up doing the job you're doing? How did you end up settling for the income you're earning? Or did you settle? Have you settled for the income you're earning? And we have to reflect and we have to ask these hard questions. And a big part of you might be asking, or might be saying, I really don't want to even think about this because it's not pleasant. But you've got to go there to get to where you want to be. Okay, we've got to understand how we've got to where we are to understand how to get to where to be. So, results, how do they happen? Now, I never really thought about how results happen. I just went through life and whatever happened. And if it was good, that was great. And if it wasn't good, I just had to deal with it, just had to get on with it. But I didn't really know or think about how results happened, how the things that I was experiencing on a day-to-day basis were actually happening, or why they were happening. And I would say most people don't know how results happen either. And if you do, that's great. There are lots of you who have been studying this material for a long time, who've been with me for a long time. So if you do understand how results happen, then you've got to ask yourself, if I know where my results are coming from, why am I now not getting better results? Okay, if I've been studying this all this time, if I understand it, I can explain to people, why am I not getting better results? And the reason I'm so proud of the work that I do with PGI and that I've done with working with Bob and that I do with, in my own business is that we focus on results. And we focus on results, not just the learning. We focus on actually getting results with it because results are what matters. How much you know doesn't mean a jot. Okay, it's what you do. It's the results that you're seeing that matter. And if you ever want to work with anybody to improve anything in your life, you have got to work with someone who's got the results to show for it. So results come from somewhere, and that's what we're going to talk about now. So wouldn't it be amazing to realise this is why you're earning what you're earning? This is why you're in this relationship. This is why you keep being in these relationships. This is why that's like that. And this is why this is like this. That gives you a lot of leverage. It gives you a lot of power to be able to change things when you know where they've come from. So there's two major things that you want to know if you're going to change the results in your life. Just two. Okay, you only need to know two things. So you need to know where you currently are, right? You need to know where you are now. So this is me. This is what I earn. These are the people around me. This is my health. These are my relationships. These are what we'll call my current results. Okay, the things that we've just been talking about. That is where you are now. And then you've got to ask where you're going. So you can say, well, I would like to be over there, earning that amount of money, having that kind of relationship, in that kind of health, doing those kind of things. So the picture that you just had in your mind, right, when we were doing the visualization, that's the end goal. Okay. Now that seems pretty simple. And it's the kind of thing that you might talk to clients or colleagues at work about this. When people come to you with a problem, you find out where they are and you find out where they want to be and you put together a plan to get them, to where they want to go. Right. That's quite, we kind of do that quite a lot in work and business, things like that. So why is it so difficult to do that when we're talking about our own lives and our own businesses? If it's so obvious and so simple, why are so many people stuck? If I know I'm here and I want to go there, why is that so hard? Because that's, in theory, a pretty simple situation, but a lot of people are stuck. And stuck is a great word to wrap around all of that stuff that we're going through. And I hear that all the time. I'm just stuck. I just want you to get me unstuck. I know I'm getting in my own way, and that's okay. We can help with that. But most people think they're stuck because of this. Most people think they're stuck because of goals, because of their goals. Now, some people come to me and say, I know the problem. I don't have any proper goals. Okay, I just don't really know what it is that I want in life. I can't see that end picture. I just don't know what that is. And I think that's the problem. And then other people come to me with what they see as huge goals, which they think are too big. And they think that's the problem. But the truth is, when they first come to me, it doesn't really matter what size goals they've got or whether they've got goals at all, because the goal isn't the problem. It's not where you want to get to that's the problem. It's where you currently are. Okay, now, has anybody here read The Secret or seen the film The Secret? Just type yes if you've seen The Secret or read the book The Secret. Let's see how many people are still here. I'm bored over today. Oh, lots of yeses. Yeah, millions and millions of people have read that book. Now, obviously, Bob was in that film and it is really good. However, Bob used to say all the time, the problem with The Secret was it actually kind of left out the secret. And a lot of people have read The Secret or seen the film and they think, right, okay, so I'll close my eyes and I'll think really hard of a red bicycle. Okay, red bicycle. I can see this red bicycle. I can see it in front of my eyes. Okay, I'm still thinking. Damn, there's no red bicycle outside. Just doesn't work. What load of rubbish. Okay, that's kind of where I was about 4 years ago. And I'm sure a lot of you have got vision boards. Maybe you've tried to do affirmations, or maybe you've just read a lot about the law of attraction and you're just not getting it to work for you. Or, I often come across people who have noticed small things happen in their life because they've been really using the law of attraction, trying to implement it, but they've just not noticed the massive shift that they're really looking for. And Bob told me the reason why that was, and that's what I'm going to share with you now. Okay, so it all comes down to not where you're going or not where you want to go, but where you are now. Okay, so where we are now, see all those little white circles around that? They are the reason, they are the things that are holding you back. Okay, so where you are now, there are lots of things around you that are holding you back. So what do you think? Think back to my story. When I was stuck with that accounts business, barely making ends meet, with all that debt, even though I'd done all those courses and coaching programs, and I desperately wanted to be better or wanted things to be better, what do you think might have been holding me back? Just type in the chat, what do you think would be the kind of things that were holding me back, even though I was doing all these programs and I was working really hard, I was working loads of hours, I was learning new things all the time. What do you think might have been holding me back from getting where I wanted to go? Paradigms. Yeah. I'm not good enough. Bit of mindset, maybe. Thinking it's not going to happen. I think that's what Enza means, isn't it, Enza? Right? Lots of things were holding me back. Fear, my attitude, money, people, the people I was surrounding myself with. Yeah, Kelly says self-image. Yeah, loads of things that were in my life that were all in harmony with who I was at that time and where I was at that time. There were all these things going on around me that were holding me back. What do you think my mum would have said if I told her I was going to give up accountancy? You know, if I told my relatives or my friends that I was going to give up all those years that I'd spent in accounting and go do something else because I didn't like it anymore. What? What about all those years you spent studying? What a waste of a qualification. You can get any job you want with that qualification. What if it doesn't work? You know, but I had people around me that weren't really doing any better than me. In fact, I was probably doing the best out of all of us. So there was a lot of things keeping me stuck. And similarly, if you want to get somewhere better, you've also got to start surrounding yourself with people who are doing better or who know better. Remember that quote from Jim Rohn? I think it's, you are the average of the 5 people you spend most of your time with, something like that. You know, I'm sure if you looked at the 5 people you spend most of your time with your friends, your co-workers, and your family, and you looked at their bank balance and their relationships and their health, there's a good chance you're all pretty similar. And that's really important for you to become aware of, okay? And it's something that you need to think of starting to change. Now, the other thing, as JD very smartly said, is this big word, paradigms. Okay, what on earth is a paradigm? Lots of people here can tell what a paradigm is. But your paradigm is the biggest reason why you are stuck. That's what your paradigm is. It's the biggest reason why you're not earning what you want to earn. It's the biggest reason why you can't shift that weight you've been trying to get rid of. It's the biggest reason why your relationship isn't the same as it was in the honeymoon period. It's the hinge that the better side of life lives on. But I had never heard of it. And what I want you to do now is to ask yourself inwardly, if you were to come on here for 10 or 15 minutes, would you be able to give a really good description of a paradigm? I'm not going to ask you to do that, but would you be able to explain what they are, how they're formed, what impact they have on your life, and how you can change them? Some of you might, you know, a lot of people I know have been studying paradigms for a long time. But if not, if you don't really know what a paradigm is and how to change it, you really want to be paying attention, because if the paradigm is the biggest thing stopping you getting what you want in life, you're going to want to know what on earth that is. So that's what we're going to focus on now. Okay.